From the Ticats Audio Network, this is Tiger Cats Game Day with Courtney Stephen and Simoni Lawrence.
Welcome to Tiger Cats Game Day on the Ticats Audio Network. It is Friday, October the 25th. It is the last game of the 2024 season. And your Hamilton Tiger Cats are taken to the capital city to face off against Ottawa. Playoff bound, but we're trying to hurt them, bang them up a little bit, rough them up, and send them off with something to think about. This is the last game of the season, the last chance to see your 2024 Tiger Cats on the gridiron. And I am here with a guy named Simoni Lawrence. You may have heard of him. And Sim, you got your gear on. It seems like you game ready. How you feeling today, man? You got your helmet on. Are you trying to go out on the field? You trying to hit something? What's up?
Hey, Spotify users, I know you can't see me. Apple listeners, I know you can't see me, but I got my helmet on. I'm strapped up, and I'm ready to smack something, Courtney. Hey, this game means so much to nobody that I'm ready to put my helmet on and go to work. I want to go to work too, Courtney. Where my built different hat at? Let me put my built. Okay. Courtney, I'm excited for this game, actually.
It's an exciting time.
It's an exciting game just because it's one of those games where it's like Ottawa has earned the right to be in the playoffs. They earned the right to be in the playoffs because they won the games that they needed to win earlier in the season to give them this opportunity. Because right now, the Hamilton Tiger Cats are a way better football team than the Ottawa Red Blacks. But the only thing is, the Ottawa Red Blacks are in the playoffs and the Hamilton Tiger Cats is not.
Yeah, that's the real. And honestly, you got to give credit where credit is due. Them boys did what they were supposed to do. They handled the business. And, you know, I'm not going to cheer for any of them, but we'll just say this. Today is the last chance that we get to see our boys shine. And I think there is a lot of great building blocks here. Looking forward to next season. The momentum that we've generated in this back half since Labor Day, it's actually really exciting. I was looking at who is on this roster and the makeup of this team. A lot of guys coming back, a lot of young guys who grew through the season. There's some exciting stuff here, and this could be a destination for other players in the league who are going into free agency. They might want to come over here and join on to this team because I think the trend is your friend in your career.
Let's start there. Free agents. What y'all want to do? Like, this is the game where all of the players need to watch, especially the free agents, because you got an opportunity to come and be the automatic guy. All the big-time players, you want to go to a team where you are automatically going to walk in, and it's your team. And on a team that didn't make the playoffs, but it was a hard-fought Hamilton Tiger Cat team, you go get some of them free agents, and you come make this your football team. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of players get the opportunity to come and live in this luxury lifestyle. A lot of people talk about Hamilton, but let me tell y'all something about this luxury lifestyle that we live over here at Hamilton. You know what I mean? You go to work in the morning, y'all. What you think happened? We got our own personal chef whipping whatever you want. I'm not joking. You walk into Hamilton Sports Group building, you got your own personal chef 3 days of the week cooking you breakfast. Wait, not just breakfast, Courtney. Our chef's gonna come down and I'm not joking. There's like 5 different chefs we have. Sedesco's in the same building as us. You know what I'm saying? So for lunchtime, they come and make you lunch and breakfast. So don't get it messed up. State of the art weight room. I don't even know where a lot of these guys even lift weights, yo. But we have the state-of-the-art weight room. Everything is in one place. It's not you got to take the bus here, you got to take the bus there. It's not like, I don't know. I heard Courtney told me Calgary weight room is nothing compared.
No, the size of a thumbnail. We gotta put nobody down, but yo, listen, it's nice over here. I think it's just one of those things where it didn't line up early in the year. Shuffle some things around. Brought some people into the building.
Yeah.
And then now you got that Chris Jones juice flowing through the defense. You got that Coach McKnight special teams ready to ignite. And you got that offense clicking with some young dudes stepping up in the O-line looking real fortified.
Yeah. It's an exciting team too. You look at if I'm a free agent, Courtney, and I'm looking at the Hamilton Tiger Cats, I'm like, oh my gosh, that team right there, they dangerous. Because I can tell you this, I talked to somebody from the Toronto Argonauts. I don't even know why I'm admitting this, but I'm sitting there, I'm talking to him, and he's like, man, I'm so happy y'all not in the playoffs right now because y'all give us work. Like in Ottawa, they was talking. Hey, Ottawa, Toronto was talking bad about y'all too. I just want y'all to know that they said Ottawa, Toronto told me that y'all shouldn't even be in the playoffs. They said that y'all football team should not be in the playoffs. I just want y'all to know that the Toronto Argonauts said that.
What you trying to do? You trying to start a little drama on the CFL and get things exciting?
I ain't trying to start nothing. They just said Ottawa shouldn't be in the playoffs, especially after the game they played last week.
Well,
Did you watch that?
I feel like, but those who live in glass houses cannot throw stones. Sil. We not in the playoffs. We not in the playoffs.
Hey, Courtney, it's 21 though. What you mean, stat? Come on, throw them stones, baby. Come on, man. Throw all of them. But I feel you. But I love our Hamilton Tiger Cats. And like I was telling, I was at this banquet last night, right? And I'm telling them like it's just like you know how like loyal you got. Like I'm a loyal fan of the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Like all sure. Jokes aside, like I am a loyal fan of the Hamilton Tiger Cats. It's like when we lose football games, I still get that pit in my feeling. Even though I'm not playing, it feels like everything just get drained out of me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it hurts.
So like it still hurts. And I'm a loyal fan to us to the point where it's like that football team, we are the best football team in the East right now. And that's a hard thing to say, but it's the truth, yo. We're trending upwards. It's a lot of teams in the East really can't see us. We didn't put it together, but we're going into Ottawa fired up in Ottawa. Ottawa's one of those teams where we mad at them because we feel like we let one go earlier this season against Ottawa, and right now we just got to choke the life out of Ottawa.
So tell me this: if you're the coach, if you're Scott Milanovic, you're going into the last game of the season. Last week, Bo Levi Mitchell, starting quarterback, he got all the reps. He played the full game. He was playing quite well, threw 5 touchdowns, had eclipsed the 5,000-yard mark on the season. He went from Bo 300 to Bo 5K.
Yeah.
What are you looking for as the head of this team going into the last game, and more importantly, coming out of the last game? What do you want to see from your group?
If I'm a coach, I want to see what I have. I want to give everybody live reps right now. Because at the end of the day, we know who Bo Levi is. We've seen who Bo Levi is. Bo Levi has been Bo Levi. Through adversity, we know his adversity responses. We know who Bo Levi is. We need to see the whole football team. There's no reason that other people should not be playing in this football game. Because as a professional football team, it's not about individual accolades or any of that sort. It's about the football team and how are we going to move this football team forward. And the only way you can see how you're going to move the football team forward is by seeing what your future looks like. Oh my gosh, that's a lot of F's. The only way you can move this football team forward is by seeing what your future looks like. Oh my gosh, I'm about to start rapping. But it's in dead serious. That's the only way. You have to see what your future looks like. I was so impressed last week by these young linebackers. We called it on the nail. We said we like our 2 linebackers. Wilburn and DQ Thomas. Them boys played some good football last week. They were flying around the ball. They got better as the season gone. A couple podcasts, we said they would make the biggest jump, and they're ready to make that jump. So that was really good to see them 2 boys making that jump. And then they got a returner that they like to see if he can be the guy. They're bringing in what's his name?
Yeah, that's Isaiah Wooden.
We're gonna see if he's a guy. And the comparison's so hard here. Like I try to give everybody the benefit of the doubt, but it's hard when I play with Speedy Banks. So it's like my eyes a little different. You know?
Well, I mean, there's been a history of great returners in Hamilton, like from the Terrell Sinkfields, the Frankie Williams, the Lindsey Lamars. If you go back far enough, there's a ton of guys, but really.
The standard.
Yes, and you need somebody who can contribute at a very, very, very high level. Not somebody who's just going to catch the ball and not fumble. That's a very low bar, and I think we're well past that. Lawrence Woods did find the end zone this year, so he's a great player. But when, like, I think you said this too, is sometimes you make the playoffs and they even have to make a lot of wholesale changes on a team. But definitely in a year where you do not make the playoffs and you finish below 500, there will be significant changes, whether that's on the offense, the defense, or who knows, like potentially they're going to make changes even in the personnel department, or who knows. Nobody's safe. Maybe they're going to get rid of the marketing guy. Maybe they're going to get rid of me.
Ain't nobody safe, Brody.
Yeah.
Ain't nobody safe. And that's why I love football. It's high performance business. It's week to week. It's day to day. It's
day to
like
day.
I tell people, like, not playing football, I tell people I'm on a permanent vacation. Try having to be like the absolute best every single day. Not even good, not average, the absolute best every single day of your whole entire career. So it's like, that's what football is, high performance. And when you don't perform, everybody feels it. I tell people all the time, like, I take pride in taking care of my teammates' families, my coach's family, the business family, the personnel family, and that's all I have to do is perform at the highest level I could possibly perform at. Because when them boys is performing on the field, business is booming. Business still booming, but business is booming. You know what I'm saying? So at this time of the season, anything can happen. So they're going into this Ottawa game, and what they're going to do, like they did in Calgary, like we begged them and asked them to do against Calgary, put their best foot forward and smack them boys first quarter to fourth quarter. Oh my gosh. That not only did that look like a fun football team, that looked like a together football team. Like them boys played, they were syncing together, and like that's something that I wish we could have seen earlier in the season, probably like 3 weeks before Labor Day. I wish we could have seen that. We catch it, and then we would have been in great shape. But nobody's safe. And to get back to answer your question, like as a coach right now, I just want to see what the makeup of my roster looks like. Anything I'm questioning or anything that I have any uncertainty about, I'm getting certainty about in this last game, last professional football game, because you won't see them till preseason.
Yeah, I think one of the rooms that they're definitely going to have to shore up just based on how many people are going to free agency is going to be that wide receiver room. You're going to have a few key guys like Keandre Smith, who had his breakout season. He is going to become a free agent and potentially garner a lot of attention in the league, having the best year of his young career. But the Ticats had secured Jamal Peters already with a new contract. Recently, they locked up Mark Leggio on a new contract. I'm like, Legs, you big time. You popped up on my notifications on my phone.
I seen Lego. He looked like a linebacker. He was right a little bit.
So if you're the head coach or you're the GM of this team, now let's just say I don't know who all the free agents are off the top of my head. I'm not even gonna lie, but who is the first person on this team that you were gonna lock up if free agency started tomorrow?
Oh, man, Courtney, you can't put me on the spot like that. And, I know way too much to even answer that question right now. You know what I'm saying? So
I don't even know somebody. He might even name somebody who's under a 3-year contract.
Look,
but that's not the point of the question.
I'm going to tell y'all this. This is what I'm doing right now. I'm starting with what we have in the room. You know what I mean? You always start inside the house. You can't go do nothing unless you clean up and make sure your house is nice and clean.
Wait, hold on. Do you make your bed every morning?
Every single morning, military kid, you know what I'm saying? Military academy. You have to make sure your house is clean before you go and wash anybody else's house. Like, you know what they say in the airplane? Make sure your own seatbelt is on. Take care of your house first. Y'all hear me? Take care of the house first, because you build in the house. And so what I would do, shout out to my boy Bell. Shout out to my boy Shamar Bridges. Shout out. Like, these guys are all under contract. And I can build football teams around the Bell, Shamar Bridges, Jamal Peters. So it's like, We're good. Talk to your players that are in the building. Hey, number 5, who you really like? Hey, Jamal Peters, who you really like? Who you think we should get? Hey, how you like these balls? Hey, Shamar, how you think we could get better? The guys that are under contract, make them feel a part of the team. Because the thing that GMs don't understand is that you're GM of the team, but you're not running the team. You're not in the locker room. You need the locker room to be the locker room. You can't just this guy here, this guy here, this guy here, this guy here, this guy. That's not how it works in team environments. That's not a team environment. You talk to the guys that you have under contracts. You see what they like, what they don't like. You talk to them. Because those guys that are playmakers, they're going to make everybody that they like playmakers around. But when people are colliding and doing all kind, like going different kind of ways, it doesn't work like that. It's like a legendary coach. I think he's on my wall, Orlando Steinhardt. He once told me, you're going up a big hill, right? You got to get rid of all the baggage, right? Because you're trying to get up this hill. Anything you don't need, you can't bring. So right now, when you're going up this hill, you talk to the guys you have under contract. You're like, hey, who's going to take us to this mountaintop, Bell? Hey, Shamar, who's going to take us to this mountaintop? Hey, Jamal, who's going to take us to this mountaintop? Hey, Wilbur and DQ Thomas, who's going to take us to this mountaintop? Hey, Sales, who's going to take us to this mountaintop? The guys that are under contract, you ask them, who's going to take us to this mountaintop? Because when you believe, hey, I look back there, I see 22. Hey, I got a commitment to 22. I don't care how he going, how he feels. I got a commitment to 22. I know I told the guys that we can win with 22. Hey, Coach Austin, Steinhardt, hey, bring Chop back right now. Hey, we're going to win with Chop. Hey, bring this guy back. We're going to win. You make that commitment, the players play a different kind of play because they invested. You can't do nothing you don't got nothing invested in. So you can't just put people around people because they ain't got nothing invested. But if you let somebody feel like they got something invested in something, it's hard to take it away from somebody, Courtney. You feel me?
On.
It's hard, bro. I don't care who is playing what. Put Fred Plessius next to me, Coach. I told you we're good. You hear me? We're good. I don't care.
Yo, shout out to the 2013-14. Come on. I know you were standing on the table for me. That's my dog. I appreciate it. But you know what? That chemistry does say a lot because chemistry doesn't happen overnight. And for guys who it's their first year on the team, you kind of saw it starting to gel. Yeah. It was one of those ones where early in the year, people might be more quiet. They're feeling each other out, trying to see. Because you don't want to step into the locker room and be a know-it-all or a loudmouth or a rah-rah guy. And people are like, you haven't even done anything yet.
Yup, especially if you ain't got no clips.
Right. So, but by the end of the year, though, and now we're talking about the momentum, a lot of that is one guy makes a play. It's contagious. It spreads to the next guy. Energy moves around. Everybody's feeling a little bit better, a little bit lighter, a little bit faster. And I think that chemistry definitely plays a role in the performance of the team. You nailed that one.
Yes. Think about it. Let me tell y'all something. Think about Bo Levi Mitchell, yo. The thing about earlier in the season, Bo Levi was playing good football, but it wasn't permeating through the whole football team. He was playing good individual football, but the guys weren't jumping on him and going crazy. You go watch this game last week when he throws all them touchdowns and over all them yards, the team is going crazy because they watched him get battle tested. They watched him get benched and brought back in and had to come and ball for them. They watched him. They watched it. So now they got something different invested in it. It's like, oh, this guy went through a lot and he's still making plays. They're invested. They got something in it. You got some investment, y'all. Y'all hear me? Investment. Make the people feel like they got something invested in it. Make them feel like that. And it's so fun to watch outside. Like inside in, it's hard, you know what I mean? But outside, you get to see everything. And I'm just like, wow. Like it really, like Bo Levi became one of the best leaders I've seen Bo Levi ever be towards the end of the season, going through all of his adversity. Bo Levi grew as a player this year. I don't care what nobody says. He grew as a football player. Like he got better. He knows what he has to do with his body during the off season. And look, he can lead the football team. He's a guy that can still lead a football team because he got better in football this year. Bo got better in football. So he's a guy that you can count on and you can trust.
Yeah, this is his 12th season.
12th season.
This is one of his best seasons statistically. And, you know, usually they say you get smarter as you get older. While I do think that his decision making improved, he was putting the ball on the money. Not to say earlier he wasn't putting the ball on the money, but his decision making improved greatly. And this season, I mean, I read a lot of scouting reports on Bo Levi Mitchell when he was in Calgary. We didn't never put a spy on the quarterback, but not one time. We knew, hey, look, it doesn't matter if you're in the deep third. If he gets out the pocket, we can rally up to that and get a tackle before he gets the first down. Bo put a different dimension into his game this year. He was more mobile. Yeah. He was more athletic. Yeah. And I think just showing and proving. Yeah. Like that does a lot for the rest of the team, because when that guy's working hard, you have no excuses. No excuses.
That's the name of the game. As a consultant, the thing you want to do is you want your best players to be the hardest workers, no matter what. Like, your best players got to be the guys that do everything right. You know, like, I know that I don't have to go in the weight room at 6 a.m. and lift. I'm going to be nice at football. It's God's gift that he gave me. You know what I'm saying? That's just a gift that God gave me. But you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get here early in the morning and I'm going to be in the weight room. I'm going to just be there. I'm gonna be the last one to leave. I'm gonna be lifting weights. I'm gonna be in the cold tub, hot tub. I'm gonna do everything the right way, because everybody not built like you, but you know the right way to do things. There's a right way to do things in football. The thing about football is it's a game that we love so much, but it doesn't love you back or owe anything. You know what I'm saying? Football is like football. You know, football don't love you, but you try to hold on as long as possible. You don't get anything. This is really, you don't get anything out of football that you don't put into football. Like, you can say, okay, I'm gonna go be the best. I'm gonna go be the best. But if you don't do anything to be the best, you're not gonna be the best.
Right.
It's not like basketball where you can just be like, all right, yeah, but you can still go out there and drop 8 threes. Like, oh my gosh, how you do that? If you don't put it in football, it will show. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, man, this Ottawa. I know we getting off, but this Ottawa versus Hamilton Tiger Cat game is one of those games where you want to see everybody continue to trend up. I want to see these defensive backs, Courtney. We're in such great position right now. I like Sutherland a lot. I like Sutherland a lot. Sutherland's one of those corners that you can't find anywhere, you know? And he's one of those guys where if you give him the keys, let me tell y'all what I mean by giving somebody the keys. When I say give somebody the keys, you don't make them feel uncomfortable, because football is a very uncomfortable game. So when you get into camp, you're already worried. You're looking behind your shoulders like, who's that? Who's that? Who's that? But when you give somebody the keys and be like, yo, we like you. You're our guy. Here you go. Here goes the keys. That makes them play 2 notches better than they would normally play at their best. That's just the psychological of the football game. I like our young Talbert. He struggled in the beginning of the season, and he became one of our most valuable defensive backs over there at one of the hardest positions, and that's that boundary half. I like Tolbert over there. So we have a good football team already in this room, so we don't have to go. We have to go further, but we have to build around what we already have.
Yeah. So, yeah. And you know what? There's you mentioned, like, we might be getting a little off topic. We ain't really
we're good.
Auto, but you know what it is? Yeah. You know what it is? It really doesn't matter who we're playing at this point in the year, because like, quite frankly, if I'm an individual player on this team right now, this is my last chance to show the command of the defense or the offense. Yeah. It's the last chance for me to show you that I really do know how to read on the run for this option route. When they get in the zone, I know where to sit it down, and if they're in man, I'm breaking that thing off at 12 yards and I'm getting open. So I'm really interested to see who rises up in this game, because last game there was some standouts. You know, you had 2 touchdowns by Tim White, 2 touchdowns by Dunbar. You had 450 yards by Bo. You had 130 yards by Bell. There was a lot of people stepping up. I'm like, Colt, if you put on the film, and this is the thing that the fans don't always get to see. When you put the film on, if you watch those big dogs up front on the offensive line, like
Best in the business.
they get a little bit of credit, but they need to get way more credit for the amount of dogged attitude of blocking a guy to sleep and making sure that he doesn't have any opportunity to interrupt a good thing that's happening with the ball right now. Like, you got to give credit to, Brandon Revenberg, who I think we quite honestly kind of take for granted just how good this guy is.
That's the thing. Courtney, you speaking my language now. You haven't been so good at something that they expect. Like, Rev has been so great that all we expect is greatness. And that's the realm that you don't get when you get into football, that people don't understand. Like, Revenberg is a player that's been great. So all we expect from Rev is greatness. He can't slip, do nothing. All we expect from him is greatness. And once you get in that greatness category, it's a fun place to be, but it gives you the goosebumps sometimes because you really, because it's like there's nowhere to go from there, Like, What else are you going to do? But like to your point, that offensive line starting with Rev and then going to the guard at Woodmansky and then Beard and then, oh my gosh, can we give? I know that we love offensive players and stuff, but if we're gonna, my offensive rookie of the year would have been Bordner, our tackle, because from the jump street, just like Shamar, was killing it. I'm talking about he was fighting for a job. He was taking a job. He did everything right. The kid missed nothing. He was everywhere he was supposed to be. So the kid had a very successful season. And he's still under contract, Courtney.
Yeah, that was quietly one of the hottest position battles on this team, was that tackle spot. Coming into the year, it wasn't a sure thing in training camp. There was at least four. Yeah. There was like four people fighting for two spots.
Exactly. And them boys came out alive with it. That's something hard to do. So Ottawa's going to be coming in here with Lorenzo Malden against him, and now he gets to put some more tape. And what I tell y'all about this currency and tape, currency in your film, this is your currency, man, and especially when you're going against some good football players. These are some good football players that you're playing against. These guys are trying to get on the winning streak. I can't imagine Ottawa trying to come out here and act like they got anything made. They need to get better as a football team.
Yeah, and so on the flip side of that coin, there's a couple other people who I'm looking forward to seeing how they close the year out. They've had not peaks and valleys, but they've had times where they've rotated in different people taking the starring role on that defensive line. So we've had Brandon Barlow. He started the year out on fire, and then he passed the torch. You had Casey Sales. Nick Usher was popping up. He was making a lot of plays. Dwayne Hendricks was in the mix. Then through the year, then Menard comes over. You got Trayvon Mason. I would love to see who is going to be the person on the defensive line that makes an impact in this game, because I think that's a position group that, you need to have depth at D-line, but also there tends to be like a distinct leader. For all this time, I think Casey Sales has been that anchor, that guy on the inside who's really been one you could count on game in and game out. But I want to see who closes out the year making some big plays in a game where that Ottawa loves to pass the ball. They're going to be sitting in the pocket, and there's going to be opportunities to get to the quarterback. This is a game where I expect the D-line to make an impact. Who do you think, or who do you think jumps off the D-line for you in just not this week, but for this season in how they've performed?
So I like Hendricks. Hendricks, when he's playing Hendricks football, he's one of the best in the league. Hendricks needs to find a way to stay at one level of football, because he is all pro football player. When he does everything really good. I like Hendricks. And the thing about Barlow is this is his first year starting defensive line. So he should get better this game to the point where you're going to be like, okay, I see it. So I really need to see Barlow ball out this game where it's like, oh, okay, that's what we going to pay for. Okay, I like that. I tell everybody all the time, Usher had one of those seasons. Usher kept us tough. I tell people that in the beginning of the season, Usher kept the Hamilton Tiger Cats defense tough because it was looking crazy, and Usher just kept popping up on film, making tough football plays. So we really appreciate him, but it's like, who wants it? Like, it's still there. Who wants it though? I say that as far as like the whole middle of the football field. Like, you got Jamal Peters, but let me tell y'all the truth about playing boundary corner in the CFL. You're taking out the best player, cool, but we still got this big middle of the field to cover, yo. And we need high production. I'm going to be honest with you. The defensive line, it always starts up front. You need high production out of your defensive line. Your three linebackers have to be football players. The will position, he has to be able to do everything because he's the star on the defense. There's so many different ways you can utilize the will in this thing. So whoever is playing the will needs to understand football, understand the drops, understand everybody's positions to be able to move on that string we like to move on. So the will needs to come into a zone and play productive football because he's in the middle of the field and he's all over the field. The mic has to be able to command the defense. Get the calls out. Let everybody trust you that you know what you're doing. That's what the mic job is. Everybody knows that you know what to do. You know everything, and that's your job. You don't got to go crazy every game. Like, you can have a couple big games right there, but just get the calls out, line up, be in your gap, make sure everybody's where they're supposed to be, and let that will spin because he's just balling. And then that Sam. Our Sam position is something that we are looking for. Our Sam position the Sam position is open. Whoever wants to play Sam, come play Sam. We got Moxie over there at corner. Moxie did a good job at Sam, but we need somebody to say, hey, I know how to play Sam. Because I'll tell you something about this CFL field. It's big. The Will and the Sam are the same people, guys. What I say about the Will, all he got to be able to do, the Sam got to do the same thing. Yeah. They mirror each other.
Yeah, the Will is like the Sam after a couple more cheeseburgers, though.
You see, yeah, but like it depends who you talking about. If you talk about 21 right now, yeah, but back, yeah. But yeah, you still gotta be stout against that run, especially when you walk out to number 2 and then you tell your Mike linebacker, hey, don't worry about the B gap or the C gap or anything on the left side of the field. Even though I'm all the way out here, I got you covered. You got to give people confidence in the defense, and you have to give confidence in the defense. And then a guy like Cassatonis, I love Cassatonis, but you cannot put that kind of pressure on Cassatonis to say, hey, Cassatonis, you got to go be Brian Dawkins in the CFL. The field too big. You feel too big for Cassatonis to have to be Brian Dawkins. Cassatonis thrives when there is somebody in front of him that is got clips, nothing but clips in the tank. And when I say clips, guys, I mean clips of great plays where everybody can feed off it, where even if the guy misses a play, you got somebody like Goose coming to make the play easier. You know what I'm saying? So we got to get that middle of the defense, starting from that safety, all 3 linebackers to the defensive line. That is where your football, and they got to be relentless. They got to be able to fly to the ball. When Masoli drop back and pass, they got to be able to get to number 2. They got to be able to don't look at Masoli, y'all. Do not look at Masoli and get drops because Masoli throws the ball blind. He look up the receivers.
Oh, yeah, he does that. He does that NBA point guard stuff where he gonna look you off and then throw a dime.
He's right here looking at 2 running the out and then doing that. So look up the receivers. Like, if I'm playing defense this game, I'm telling everybody, if I'm the court, I'm telling everybody on defense, go through your process. Let's practice football. Let's see how really good you are at football. Don't just drop. Go through your progressions. If I'm the will linebacker and I'm dropping to number 2, I'm reading the routes. What is 2 doing? What is 1 doing? What is 3 doing? See how big you can make your vision of the football field. Like, don't rush yourself. I tell these guys all the time, like, the quarterback is being rushed. You are not. Take your time and go through your progression. You know what I'm saying? The quarterback is being rushed. You're not. So you back there cheating on the test, right? He got to go. He got no time for for that, Courtney. You don't
Yo.
got time for that.
Listen, in all my 22 years playing football from a young buck to the time I retired, I ain't never heard nobody say that one. That's a line. I like that. Hey, look, on that note, man, look, this has been amazing. Look,
Man,
we've done had 18 plus game days. We include the preseason. It's 20 game days. They signed up to tune into your boy and your boy. It was 22 and 21 all year. We remixed this thing and made it our own. This has been amazing. I appreciate you spending this time with me every single game day morning. Yeah. This has been a lot of fun, and hopefully the people of Tiger Town, because I think Tiger Town is greater than just Hamilton itself. Like Hamilton is an attitude for real. So you might be from St. Catharines, Niagara, Brampton, Winnipeg, Vancouver, Japan, France. No matter where you're at, if you're wearing the black and gold, we salute you. We appreciate you, and thank you for tuning in. This has been a lot of fun. The ups and downs, that's what gives us that much joy when we do actually get those victories. It makes it worth it. So for this last Tiger Cats game day of the 2024 season, I want to say thank you, appreciate you. Drop a comment wherever it is that you partake, and let us know what you thought of it. But hey, Sim, it's tonight. It's going down, man, in Ottawa.
It's going down in Ottawa.
7 p.m.
7 p.m. tonight in Ottawa. We all going to be tuned in. But wait, one more time. I would be remiss if I didn't say this. Last week, I was on the football field watching our Hamilton Tiger Cats beat the crap out of Calgary. And I walked into the stadium. You know, I go through the Caretakers Club. So beautiful environment. All the beautiful people in the Caretakers. How are you doing? Then I go on the field. I look at all the beautiful fans. And the fans was there. Stadium packed. You would have thought it was the 1999 Grey Cup. I mean, it was amazing. The fans was having so much fun. I seen people dancing, partying. I went to the club. People were so intense and locked in watching the Hamilton Tiger Cats. I was hanging out with the guys from CarStar, WeatherTech, Baffin, Greenworks, and they were like, this environment is one of the best environments that you can bring your family to. Like, there's nothing like it. Like, when I tell people, yeah, the boys didn't do good, but man, this was a fun season. And it gives me goosebumps to think about the kind of service that we have the opportunity to bring to Hamilton. And to your point, I say Hamilton a lot, but Hamilton is an attitude. Like, if you say Hamilton, it's a certain kind of cloth you're getting. So like, when I know how many fans we got over there in Burlington. When I'm saying Hamilton, I'm talking about y'all too in Burlington, in Oakville, in Grimsby. Grimsby, y'all know, you say what I'm saying? Like, when I say Hamilton, I'm not just talking about Hamilton, because I would be insane to think that we only have people here in Hamilton. But y'all know that if y'all in Oakville, Burlington, Grimsby, shoot, we even got parts of Toronto. I ain't gonna lie, I was in Toronto and them boys was going crazy over the Hamilton Tiger Cats. Like, yo, can I come to a game? Like, we're built like that, and it's to do with the culture of Hamilton. We're incredibly grateful to be out here, and like the thing that you put in this air, Hamilton, the love and the family oriented that you do for us and the way we play on the field as well. All the players, man, it's top to none, yo. And it's like, why you think I can't leave? Y'all done retired and I'm still out here, yo. I love it.
Shout out. That's the hammer, y'all.
Yeah,
that's the hammer.
Man.
So, hey, everybody, make sure you tune in. Last game of the year. Whatever happens after this, we don't even care. So, October 25th, a day to celebrate 2024. Next year, we coming back bigger, better than ever. And for 22, this is 21. Wait, for 21, this is 22. Right?
For 22. You guys say 22.
Yeah, true. For 21, my name is 22.
Yeah.
And make sure y'all don't ever forget, ever.
Don't you ever forget, yo.
Life is like a sandwich.
No matter which way you flip it,
Man, that bread comes first. All right, y'all. Have a happy game day.
Hey, y'all go read this book. Yo, my dog Sam Mercanti gave me this book last night at a banquet. He signed it for me and everything. The guy came to Hamilton. Let me tell y'all a little quick story about him.
No more stories.
All right. Just know we get it out the bud, baby. Hey, I love y'all. Go Ticats, yo. Ooh.
Tiger Cats Game Day with Courtney Stephen and Simoni Lawrence. Like, follow, and be game day ready.